now improper integrals. We have already studied about definite integral. Let us consider integral a to b f of x dx, the definite integral. And this definite integral is proper integral if the limits of the integral are finite. A and b are finite. And the function f of x is continuous in the interval a to b. In the interval a to b, function is continuous. So if these two are true, then we say the integral is proper integral. So now it is clear what is improper integral, right? What is improper integral? The limits a and b, either a or b or both, will not be finite. And the function is not continuous in the interval a to b. Such integrals are said to be improper integrals. Okay? And we have improper integral of first type and improper integral of second type. What is the improper integral of type 1? When the limits are not finite. When the limits are infinite, either lower limit or upper limit or both limits, then that is considered to be improper integral of type 1. What is improper integral of type 2? When the function is not continuous. When the function is discontinuous at many points or maybe at a point, right? Function is not continuous. It is considered to be improper integral of type 2. Let us see a problem of improper integral of type 1. So it is improper integral of type 1 being, look at the limit infinity we have, right? And how to do this? The question is evaluate. Find the value of the integral is the question. So first what we write is it is improper integral of type 1. It is improper integral of type 1. Okay. So how to find the value? Listen here. Let us do this method. This can be written as limit t approaches infinity, integral 0 to t dx by 1 plus x square. So this the same, they are equal, right? When t approaches infinity, it is integral 0 to infinity dx by 1 plus x square. So this can be written like this. Now let us find the value of the integral. Finally, we replace t by infinity. Limit t tends to infinity. We know integral dx by a square plus x square is tan inverse of x by a, right? 1 by a tan inverse of x by a. Here a is luckily 1, so tan inverse of x with limit 0 to t. Upper limit minus lower limit. Upper limit minus lower limit. We know tan inverse of 0 is 0 because tan 0 is 0. So tan inverse of 0 is 0. So this will become 0. When t approaches infinity, now it is ready to substitute, okay? Tan inverse of infinity. We know tan 90 degree is pi by 2. Sorry, tan 90 degree is infinity. That is tan inverse of infinity is 90 degree, pi by 2, right? Which is pi by 2. So the value of the integral is pi by 2. Sometimes if you see, they may ask whether this integral is convergent or divergent. This integral is convergent or divergent. Here the question is simply evaluate. And we have found the value of the integral is pi by 2. In case if they ask you whether the integral is convergent or divergent, listen here, when the value of the integral exists, listen here, you can even say limit t tends to infinity. Integral 0 to t f of x dx exists. Then the given integral is convergent. Otherwise it is divergent. Listen here, then the value of the integral, then the value of the integral exists, then the given integral is convergent. If it does not exist, then it is divergent. Let us see a problem. See, integral 1 to infinity 1 by x dx. So determine whether the integral is convergent or divergent. Okay. So being upper limit is infinity, it is improper integral of type 1. Okay. Type 1. And hence how we do? Let us take the given integral. We rewrite it as limit t tends to infinity 1 to t 1 by x dx. Okay. Limit t tends to infinity We know integration of 1 by x dx is log x with limit 1 to t. Upper limit minus lower limit, okay? Log t minus log 1. We know log 1 is 0. And when limit t tends to infinity, log t, which is infinity. Infinity. The answer is infinite, okay? It is infinite, not finite. The value of the integral does not exist. Hence, the value of this integral does not exist. Hence, this integral is divergent. Limit t tends to infinity, log t is infinity. So, the value is not finite here. So, the limit of this integration, right, this does not exist. Hence, the given integral is divergent, not convergent. It is divergent. Sometimes question may be simply evaluate. Sometimes question may be determine whether the integral is convergent or divergent. Okay. So let us do such problem. Okay. Let us see this problem. Integral log x by x square is convergent or divergent. So as usual, let us start with log x by x square dx. Okay. Dx, which is equal to limit t approaches infinity 1 to t log x by x square dx. So we have to integrate this. After integration, substitute limits. After substituting limits, replace t by infinity. So let us mark it as first equation. We shall come back later. Let us do integral log x by x square dx. Let us integrate log x by x square dx. Okay. We have to go for integration by parts. Okay. Since we have log x, I think Bernoulli, can we use Bernoulli? No. We cannot use Bernoulli or any other method. We have to go for integration by parts. So let us take, we know integration by parts. U dv, integral u dv is equal to uv minus integral v du. Okay. So here let us consider u as log x and dv as 1 by x square dx. U dv. U is log x, dv is 1 by x square dx. So this u we need du. For d from dv we need v. What is v? It is integration of x power minus 2 dx. X power minus 2 plus 1 by minus 2 plus 1 or minus 1 by x. Okay. Integral u dv is uv minus integral v du. Okay. Let us write here integral log x by x square dx equal to u into v, log x into minus 1 by x, which is minus log x by x, u v minus integral v into du. Our v is minus 1 by x, so it becomes plus du. It is 1 by x dx. Okay, 1 by x dx. First you differentiate log x, which is 1 by x. Differentiate x, it is dx. We are simply differentiating, okay. Differentiate simply both sides. When you differentiate u, it is du. When you differentiate log x, it is 1 by x dx, okay. We have to differentiate x. After differentiating log x, differentiate x, okay. Simply differentiating both sides. So it is c minus log x by x plus x to the power minus 2 dx. When you integrate x to the power minus 2, it is x power minus 2 plus 1 by minus 2 plus 1, which is x power minus 1 by minus 1, 1 by x, okay. Negative answer, minus 1 by x. And now let us now go to first equation. First equation, integral log x by x square dx, which is limit t approaches infinity and minus log x by x minus 1 by x with limit 1 to t. Substitute now limit, upper limit, right, upper limit minus lower limit for this term. When you substitute 1, log 1 is 0, so lower limit 0. Here when you substitute limit, upper limit is 1 by t and lower limit when you substitute 1, it is 1. Upper limit minus lower limit. I have substituted here upper limit and lower limit log 1 is 0. When I substitute for x, when you integrate with respect to x, substitute limits for x. When you substitute for xt, it is 1 by t. When you substitute for x1, it is 1 by 1. So now it is c, and then I can write it as limit t approaches infinity. So t approaches infinity for all, okay. It is minus log t by t minus 1 by t plus 1, okay. So what to do now? It is c. I again write it as minus log t by t, limit t tends to infinity, properties of integral, okay, and it is free from t, so it is simply 1. And when you substitute infinity here, 1 by infinity is 0, 1 by infinity 0, and when you substitute here infinity, it is, listen here, it is log infinity, infinity by infinity, indeterminate form, okay. This term is indeterminate form, plus 1. It is indeterminate form, okay. So what to do for indeterminate form? We have to use L'Hopital rule. Use L'Hopital rule, limit t approaches infinity, differentiate numerator separately, differentiate denominator separately, okay. And when you substitute now limit 1 by infinity is 0, 0 by 1 0, 0 plus 1 which is equal to 1. So the answer for the given integral is, the answer for this limit t tends to infinity, this one, answer for this exists, hence the integral is convergent, answer exists, hence the given integral is convergent. Since the answer is finite, it is finite answer. Since it is finite answer, the given integral is convergent. I hope you have understood. Let us see now this integral, whether it is convergent or divergent, okay. You look at the lower limit, it is minus infinity. Hence the given integral is improper integral of type 1. Improper integral of type 1. And as usual, let us write x into e power x dx is equal to limit t approaches minus infinity, t to 0, f of x dx. If the value of this one exists, then the given integral is convergent. If the value of this one does not exist, then the given integral is divergent. So listen here, in order to integrate, we have to go for Bernoulli formula, right? Use Bernoulli formula. Integral x into e power x dx, u is equal to x, v is equal to e power x. We know Bernoulli, it's not integration by parts, Bernoulli. You can do even by integration by parts, okay. I use Bernoulli here because after some differentiation, listen here, the function u will become 0. After some differentiation, the function vanishes. That's why I prefer Bernoulli formula. Integration of v is v1. Integration of v1 is v2. u v1, u dash v2, u double dash v3. U double dash into v3 will become 0 since u double dash is 0. So formula is u into v1, formula minus u dash into v2, okay, by Bernoulli. So if you see a function which is algebraic, and that will definitely vanish after some differentiation, in such case you can use Bernoulli formula, okay. Otherwise you go for integration by parts. So here x into e power x minus e power x, t to 0, when you integrate by Bernoulli. Upper limit minus lower limit. When you substitute upper limit for x 0, 0 into e power 0 is 0. Limit t tends to minus infinite. Upper limit will become 0. When you substitute lower limit, upper limit minus lower limit, okay. This minus is upper limit minus lower limit. Upper limit is 0. E power 0, 1. But 0 into e power 0 is 0. And next it is, here I have minus sign. Upper limit e power 0, 1. Minus lower limit e power t. Okay. So we have substituted the limits. Now it is time to substitute minus infinity. When you substitute minus infinity, e power minus infinity is 0. When you have infinity limit to substitute, First you substitute for exponential function, then for other function. When you substitute here e power minus infinity is 0. 0 into anything will become 0. And when you substitute, listen here, and when it comes here, let us rewrite it, then we substitute, okay. T minus t into e power t. 1 is free from limit, right? It is minus of minus plus. Limit t approaches minus infinity. Okay. So this is e power minus infinity 0. This is e power minus infinity 0. Hence answer is minus 1, which is finite answer. Okay. Answer is finite. Hence, since the answer is finite, the limit of this one exists. The limit of this one exists. Hence, the given integral is convergent. The given integral is convergent. CGT is convergent. Given integral is convergent. Okay. Let us see now. This integral dx by x square plus a square is convergent or divergent. It is improper integral of type 1 because both upper and lower limits are infinity. We have done problems with upper limit infinity, lower limit infinity. Now this is a problem with both limits infinity. So it is improper integral of type 1. So to find the answer of this integral, or to find whether the integral is convergent or divergent, what we do is, let us write it as, let us write it as integral minus infinite to 0 dx by x square plus a square plus 0 to infinite dx by x square plus a square. Okay. So this is same, right? They are equal. Minus infinite to 0, 0 to infinite. Mark it as first equation. Take this, find the answer. Take this, find the answer, add the two. Let us do minus infinite to 0 dx by x square plus a square is limit t tends to minus infinite integral t to 0 dx by x square plus a square, which is limit t tends to minus infinite. We know integral dx by x square plus a square is 1 by a tan inverse of x by a. Am I right? 1 by a tan inverse of x by a with limit t to 0. Upper limit minus lower limit. Upper limit is for x is 0. When you integrate with respect to x, we substitute limits for x. When x is 0, tan inverse of 0, which is 0. So upper limit 0 minus lower limit 1 by a tan inverse of t by a. And t approaches minus infinity here. Okay. T approaches minus infinity. Limit t approaches minus infinity, where I have minus 1 by a tan inverse of minus infinity by a, which is minus infinity. What is tan inverse of minus infinity? What is tan 90? It is infinity, right? Tan 90 is infinity. What is tan of minus pi by 2? What is tan of minus theta? Minus tan theta, which is minus infinity. Tan of minus 90, tan of minus theta is minus tan theta, right? Minus infinity. Hence, tan inverse of minus infinity is minus pi by 2. Listen here. Tan of minus pi by 2 is minus infinity. So, tan inverse of minus infinity is minus pi by 2. Okay. So, it is minus pi by 2 into minus 1 by a, which is pi by 2a. And similarly, you have to find integral 0 to infinite dx by x square plus a square. Integral 0 to infinite dx by x square plus a square, which is limit t tends to infinity, integral 0 to t dx by x square plus a square, which is 1 by a tan inverse of x by a. Substitute limits and you will see answer as pi by 2a. So this is pi by 2a, this is pi by 2a. Let us go to first equation. Pi by 2a plus pi by 2a is 2 pi by 2a, which is pi by a. So the value of the integral is pi by a. Hence, the given integral is convergent. Because answer exists, right? Answer is a finite answer. Hence, the given integral is convergent. Okay. Now let us see this question. For what values of p integral 1 to infinity 1 by x power p dx is convergent? For what values of p it is convergent? Anyhow, the limit here, you look at the upper limit. It is infinity, hence it is improper integral of type 1. So we have to say for what value of p it is convergent. Let us take this integral 1 by infinity 1 by x power p dx, which is limit t it approaches infinity 1 to t 1 by x power p dx. Okay, limit t tends to infinity, it is 1 to t x power minus p dx, which is limit t tends to infinity x power minus p plus 1 by minus p plus 1. Or I can write it as limit t tends to infinity x power 1 minus p by 1 minus p. Okay, with limit 1 to t here, right? 1 to t. Substitute now the upper limit, this limit, upper limit minus lower limit. For x, when we integrate with respect to x, we substitute for x the limit. T power 1 minus p, 1 power 1 minus p is 1, right? 1 power 1 minus p, whatever the value p is, it is 1. 1 power, if you give p is equal to 0, 1 power 1 which is 1. If you give p is equal to 1, 1 power 0 which is 1. If you give p is equal to 2, p is 2, it is 1 power 1 minus 2 is minus 1. What is 1 power 1 minus 1? 1 power, we know x power minus 1 is 1 by x, right? Similarly 1 by 1, which is 1. So whatever p may be positive or negative or 0, when you substitute lower limit, it is 1 divided by 1 minus p. Upper limit minus lower limit by this 1 minus p. Now listen here, the question is, that is for what value of p the given integral is convergent. So we have three cases here. Being 1 minus p, listen here, when p is greater than 1, when p is less than 1, when p is equal to 1. Three cases. See, for what value of p it is whether for p greater than 1, the given integral is convergent or divergent. For this p less than 1, the given integral is convergent or divergent. Similarly for p equal to 1. So we have three cases. Let us take first case, p greater than 1. Okay. So when p is greater than 1, integral 1 to p 1 to infinity 1 by x power p dx is equal to, let us take this. Okay. So when p is greater than 1, give some value, rough work. It is rough work. Okay. What are the values greater than 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Let us take 2. Substitute it here. Limit t tends to infinity t power 1 minus 2, which is minus 1. So we have chosen p greater than 1. That too especially 2, right? Particularly 2. So 1 minus 2 minus 1, which is 1 by t, right? It is 1 by t. 1 by t minus 1 by minus 1. When t is infinity, 1 by infinity is 0. 0 minus 1 by minus 1. Hence answer is 1. A finite answer. You can choose any value greater than 1. Any value for p which is greater than 1. I have chosen 2 and I have done it in rough work. Answer comes a finite answer. Answer is a finite answer, right? Hence what can we say if the answer is finite? It is converges, right? So this answer is for this particular case, right? We have to write in general. In general, listen here. When p is greater than 1, this term will become 0. Hence answer is minus 1 by 1 minus p. Minus 1 by 1 minus p. General case. I have done it for particular case with t is equal to 2 and I have showed you the answer. So in general, when p is greater than 1, this will become, when p is greater than 1, if you take 2, 3, 4 and you substitute t infinity, it will become 0. It will become 0. Okay. So the answer is minus 1 by 1 minus p, which is a finite answer. Hence the integral is convergent when p is greater than 1. It is convergent when p is greater than 1. Let us now come when p is less than 1. Integral 1 by infinity 1 by x power p dx. Let us do rough work now. Rough work. So choose some value less than 1. Less than 1, p is equal to 0. You can choose p 0. So what do we have when p is 0? Limit t tends to infinity. Right here. Limit t tends to infinity. T power 1 minus p. t power 1 minus 1. P is 0, ma. P is 0. So 1 minus 0, 1 minus 0, which is 1. Simply 1 here. Okay. What's t power 1? T power 1. When you substitute infinity, t power 1 is t. When you substitute infinity, answer is infinity. It is infinite. Answer is not finite. Hence, the integral is convergent when p is less than 1. How do we write in general? When p is less than 1, the given integral is divergent. You simply write like this. See? Divergent. The given integral is divergent when p is less than 1. We have done it here in rough work. Okay? So now let us see when p is equal to 1. It is integral 1 to infinite 1 by x to the power p dx. See? When p is 1, right? We have integral 1 to infinite. It is 1 by x dx, which is limit t tends to infinite. Integral 1 by t, 1 to t, 1 by x dx. Limit t tend to infinite. Log x with 1 to t, which is log t minus log 1. Log t, log 1. Well, log 1 is 0. Hence, limit t approaches infinity, log t is infinity. Log t, when t approaches infinity, is infinity. So, the answer is infinity. And hence, see, the given integral, you can see, and the given integral diverges because answer is not finite. Hence, the conclusion, when p is greater than 1, the given integral diverges. P is less than 1, converges. P is equal to 1, integral diverges. The question is, for what value of p the given integral converges? So the values of p which are less than 1, the given integral converges. Okay. And I told you there are two types of improper integral, right? When limits are infinite, when the limits are not finite, it is improper integral of type 1. And when the function is not continuous, you can see when x is 2, the function is not continuous. Hence, it is improper integral of type 2. So, it is improper integral of type 2. Okay, this is the first step. Next, see, to evaluate the integral or to determine its convergence, what we do is, let us consider x equal to 2 is a point of discontinuity. X equal to 2 is a point of discontinuity, right? So, integral 2 to 5 dx by root of x minus 2 is equal to, I can write it as, see, instead of, if I substitute 2, then it becomes, denominator becomes 0. So what I do is, instead of 2, I write 2 plus epsilon. 2 plus epsilon to 5 dx by root of x minus 2. Now you substitute 2 plus epsilon, denominator is not 0, right? What is this epsilon? Epsilon is actually tends to 0. So they are equal, right? So to do this problem, what we do is, if I substitute 2, 2 is a point of discontinuity. So denominator will become 0. To avoid that, in place of 2, I write 2 plus epsilon. 2 plus epsilon, okay? Epsilon tends to 0, so that they both are equal, okay? Next, let us integrate it. Integrate limit epsilon tends to 0, 2 plus epsilon to 5. When you take this to numerator, x minus 2 whole power minus 1 by 2 dx. Square root is power 1 by 2. When it is taken to numerator, power minus 1 by 2. And we know this formula, integral ax plus b whole power n dx, which is ax plus b whole power n plus 1 by n plus 1 into a. Okay. The same formula here, limit epsilon tends to 0, x minus 2 whole power n plus 1 by n plus 1. A is the coefficient of x, which is 1 here. 1. 2 plus epsilon to 5. Substitute upper limit now. Substitute upper limit 5 minus 2, 3. 3 power 1 by 2 is root 3. Minus, substitute lower limit 2 plus epsilon minus 2. 2 and 2 get cancelled. Epsilon power 1 by 2, root epsilon, whole divided by 1 by 2. When epsilon tends to 0, answer is 2 root 3. See, we have evaluated very easily. The value of the integral is, you can see 2 root 3. If the answer exists, then it is convergent. If the answer is not finite, it is not convergent, divergent. So it is convergent here because answer is a finite one. So to do, first we identify what is the point of discontinuity. And after identifying, add plus epsilon, but epsilon is 0 actually. Hence integrate, you will get finally answer. Okay. Next question, determine the convergence of this one. So it's very clear. See, when you substitute the upper limit 3, it is 0 denominator. So we have the function which is discontinuous at x equal to 3. So at x equal to 3, discontinuity occurs. Okay, discontinuity occurs. Hence it is improper integral of type 2. Because when the limit is infinite, it is improper integral of type 1. If there is discontinuity, then it is improper integral of type 2. Okay. So how do we do? The same model. Okay. You take this integral 0 to 3 dx by root of 3 minus x. Okay. Which is, if I substitute 3, right, I'll get, right, and what I'll get, x equal to 3, it is 3 minus 3, 0. So I should substitute in place of 3 epsilon, right? 0 to, we have to listen here, it is root of 3 minus x. If I substitute 3, it will become 0. So if I take 3 plus epsilon, then our epsilon will become minus, right? If you substitute 3 plus epsilon, in case if you choose here 3 plus epsilon, when you substitute 3 plus epsilon, minus of 3 plus epsilon is minus 3 minus epsilon. 3 and 3 get cancelled. Inside square root there is minus epsilon. Inside square root there is minus epsilon. So to avoid this negative sign, here I write 3 minus epsilon. Okay, I hope you have understood. So here what we have done, we have written 2 plus epsilon. Being x as the first term, if you choose 2 plus epsilon, epsilon will be with positive square root. If you choose plus epsilon, your epsilon will be with negative square root. So let us take 3 minus epsilon. Anyhow epsilon is going to be 0. Whether it's plus epsilon or minus epsilon is going to be 0. Though it is 0, it should be meaningful, right? We should not have within a negative square root, right? We should not have within square root of negative sign, right? That's why, to avoid that, let us take 3 minus epsilon. So when epsilon tends to 0, the same you will have, right? I hope you have understood why I have taken 3 minus epsilon. Here 2 plus epsilon. When you substitute 2 plus epsilon, your epsilon will be within positive square root. If you take 3 plus epsilon, since minus sign here, after striking out 3, you will get minus root of minus epsilon. Okay? So we have within square root negative sign. So to avoid that, let us take 3 minus epsilon. Okay? Okay. Limit epsilon tends to 0, integral 0 to 3 minus epsilon, 3 minus x whole power minus 1 by 2 dx. Square root is 1 by 2. When it is taken to numerator, it is minus 1 by 2. Okay. Now let us integrate. 3 minus x whole power minus 1 by 2 plus 1 by minus 1 by 2 plus 1 with the coefficient of x. Okay, 0 to 3 minus epsilon. See the formula, this formula. Integral ax plus b whole power n formula. Ax plus b. A is minus 1, okay. When you substitute upper limit, minus of 3 minus epsilon. 3 get cancelled, plus epsilon power 1 by 2. Which is root of epsilon, okay. Which is C, limit epsilon tends to 0, root of epsilon. When you substitute lower limit 0, it is 3 power 1 by 2, which is root 3.
whole power minus 1 by 2. When epsilon tends to 0, this term will become 0, minus root 3 by minus 1 by 2, which is 2 root 3. A finite answer. When the answer is finite, the given integral converges. Okay. Let us see one more problem of this model. Listen here. And you may think, when you see, you may think upper and lower limit, when you substitute, it may exist. But you have to see in between also, whether the function is continuous in the interval 0 to 3. Whether it is continuous in the interval 0 to 3. So when x takes 1, function is not continuous. 1 minus 1, 0. So function is not continuous. Function is not continuous at x equal to 1. So it is improper integral of type 2. Okay. You should not see simply the upper lower limit. You have to check whether the function is continuous throughout the interval. So when x takes 1, the function is not continuous. So it is discontinuous at x equal to 1. So how to do that problem? Very simple. See 1 by x minus 1 whole power 2 by 3 dx. You have to split the integral. Okay. 1 by x minus 1 whole power 2 by 3 dx plus 1 to 3 1 by x minus 1 whole power 2 by 3 dx. Okay. Now usual method. So x is discontinuous at x equal to 1. So let us write limit epsilon tends to 0. What to do? Is it 1 plus epsilon, right ma? 1 plus epsilon minus 1 is epsilon. Okay. So it is x minus 1 whole power 2 by 3 dx. Here 1 to 3. If you choose so limit epsilon tends to 0. Limit epsilon tends to 0. 1 by x minus 1 whole power 2 by 3 dx. So what it should be? 1 plus epsilon. Okay. 1 plus epsilon. So that epsilon will be positive, right? Now we want epsilon to be positive. You please integrate it. Limit epsilon tends to 0. 0 to 1 plus epsilon. X minus 1 whole power minus 2 by 3 dx. Limit epsilon tends to 0. 1 plus epsilon to 3. X minus 1 whole power minus 2 by 3 dx. It is ax plus b whole power n formula. Okay. The same formula. Which is ax plus b whole power minus 2 by 3 plus 1, which is 1 by 3. Minus 2 by 3 plus 1, which is 1 by 3 with coefficient of x 1. With the limit 0 to 1 plus epsilon. Plus limit epsilon tends to 0. X minus 1 whole power minus 2 by 3 plus 1 is 1 by 3. Divided by 1 by 3. With coefficient of x, which is 1. Okay. 1 plus epsilon to 3. When you substitute 1 plus epsilon, 1 and 1 get cancelled, epsilon power 1 by 3. When you substitute 0 lower limit, it is minus 1 power 1 by 3. Whole divided by 1 by 3. Okay. Similarly, epsilon tends to 0. When you substitute 3 minus 1, 2. 2 power 1 by 3. 1 plus epsilon, it is epsilon power 1 by 3 by 1 by 3. When epsilon tends to 0, it is minus of minus 1 power 1 by 3 by 1 by 3. Epsilon tends to 0, 2 power 1 by 3 by 1 by 3. What is minus 1 whole power 1 by 3? You use calculator and check. Minus 1 whole power 1 by 3 is minus 1. So which is 1 by 1 by 3 plus 2 power 1 by 3 by 1 by 3. This 3 goes numerator. 3 plus 3 into 2 power 1 by 3, which is a finite answer, right? So which is a finite answer. Question is simply evaluate. So okay, if it is question is whether it is convergent or divergent. Since the answer is finite, the given integral is convergent. Okay. So what is the minus 1 whole power 1 by 3? Minus 1. You use calculator and check. Okay. It is minus 1. Already there is minus, so plus 1. So answer, this is the answer, which is a finite answer. I hope you have understood. Thank you.